This assessment asks us to consider where the oxygen 18 label would end up if we ran this reaction using O18 ethanol instead of just ethanol itself. This is a fancy way of asking what's the mechanism of this reaction, meaning where does this oxygen go? Where in the product where we have these two new oxygens, where did those come from? We won't go through the whole mechanism because we're going to figure out right away how this is going to work. The reaction is going to begin by protonating the ketone to give us this. Now this protonated ketone, we can draw a resonance structure that shows that we have a positive charge on carbon. And so this protonated ketone is a combination of these two resonance structures. Now in terms of our mechanism, we know that ethanol, or we expect and know, that ethanol is going to donate a pair of electrons to that carbocation. When it does, we end up with the following. Now ethanol has brought along its proton, so is now positively charged. This might give us an idea that the oxygen in ethanol, if this is O18, that O18 label is here and will probably be here. Let's consider if that's true. The next step will be to remove that proton by another molecule of ethanol. That gets us to here. This represents formation of the hemiacetal. The reaction would continue because we still have acid around as an acid-catalyzed reaction. These are acid-catalyzed reactions, so there's enough acid around for us to continue the reaction. So we can protonate the hydroxyl group. That's going to make the hydroxyl group into a good leaving group, water being a good leaving group. So it's going to leave. Now again, I started this by saying we wouldn't draw the whole mechanism, and it's true, we won't. Because I think at this point, what we notice is that the next molecule of ethanol is ready to add by attacking that carbocation. And so if we show all but one step of the mechanism, we see that here the second molecule of ethanol is getting incorporated. Well, if this ethanol was O18 and this is O18 and this ethanol is O18 and this one is still O18, this one O18, right? Kind of getting redundant here. But all of these are O18s. Where is the O18 label going to end up in the product? And we're dealing with the green screen effect here, but it will be these two oxygens will have the O18 label. The mechanism of the reaction tells us where we would expect those labels to end up. And in fact, the labeling studies done initially are what helped us figure out mechanisms like this anyway. By being able to track where a particular atom went, we learn more about exactly how these reactions work.